I'm hopeful that this matter will be sorted out by new tracking algorithms with new systems that will be designed to automate the behavior of ads based on the age of the landed viewer or served viewer. I made this video to give everyone some hope about Coppa with the actual proof that these ideas can be implemented. Maybe not in the remaining month, but trust me, they will get implemented because platforms want to make money, so they will do it. But they also will perhaps dip a little more in your pockets under the guise of Coppa, because you do not get to see all their data, and perhaps creators can form an activist group as well to have representatives who can monitor that data as well. Just another digress here. What if that data will be deemed just as important as the Coca-Cola recipe or Pepsi recipe where no one can have access to it? That's a thing to ponder for later, right? Anyway, I think a lot of creators are spamming this Coppa topic, and I decided to jump on the bandwagon and share some real hope. And another reason is because I am tired of all these drama mongers posting videos and spewing only dark clouds of fear, disasters, and cataclysms. Especially there's one of them that for the last 3 of his videos did not say a single useful thing but just pranced around the subject like a bullshit artist. YouTube simplified my ass, motherfucker, and that's just to make sure that this is child-proof. So first of all, platforms are still allowed to track children under the age of 13 but not share that data. So this means that any content that is viewed by children under the age of 13, these children can still be tracked. However, that information is not allowed to be shared with third parties for any reason or purpose. Because Coppa still allows the collection of this data, and it says it right there in the FAQs, FAQ number 4 in the 4th paragraph, as well as in the text of the rule itself. And I quote, "The operator is required to obtain prior parental consent unless such collection falls under an exception, such as support for the internal operations of the website or online service." So technically, any website can still track anyone. However, if that unique identifier seems to be a child under the age of 13, then the platform should not share that information with a third party. In addition, this could be beneficial for many reasons. One is because content can still be viewed by children under 13 and adults, and the ads can be still served per profile. So do not delete your content just yet, because I think every major platform is definitely working to implement changes of this kind, where the platform itself can track and decide how to handle the information. Therefore, in some time from now, the systems will be upgraded and they will be able to distinguish in between children and adults, and therefore the content can still be monetized quite well. Now, there is another idea I'd like to share with you. Children-specific channels can still make money from advertisements based on the already collected statistics and data. And I think YouTube and others will just use this Coppa rule to reduce the amount content creators make, and they will pocket the actual difference for themselves under the guise of Coppa. Also, under this exception where platforms are still allowed to track and collect this data for internal use, everyone's channel or content more specifically can be flagged because some children may land on it. So if you find yourself somewhere in the future with flagged content, then you must know that the platforms can still track and they made that decision based on internal tracking. But also, if your content is watched by adults, these platforms can still serve targeted ads to those adults on the same videos. And I'll elaborate how. But the question is if they will actually let you know that they can, or they did. I'm hopeful that this matter will be sorted out by new tracking algorithms with new systems that will be designed to automate the behavior of ads based on the age of the landed viewer or served viewer. Now, I cannot envision exactly how and who collects the data, but technically speaking, the first time anyone lands on a website, there shouldn't be a cookie that can be read by a third party. That cookie should be encrypted or private. I guess the web browser settings have to be updated so this tracking can be privatized and used in this manner. Basically, once the cookie is deployed on your device, it should not be readable by any third party. But then each site will have to place their own cookie and make it private, or something of that nature. Once one of the websites or online operators has decided that the viewer is over the age of 13, then they can change the cookies and let the flood begin on all the other tracking and data and the sharing of data. Is that simple? I mean, this is how I'm envisioning this to work from a cookie perspective. But I'm not the biggest brain out there, and I bet you there's a lot more powerful and more sophisticated brains and a lot more money thrown into this problem, and I bet you they will solve it quite soon. So therefore, if a child lands on YouTube the first time ever, Okay, YouTube places the cookie, all private, and still collects that data for their internal use to make sure that they are profiling the viewer properly. Therefore, we have two options. The web browser can present YouTube for the sake of simplification without the possibility of commenting, and still they can retain that data of tracking internally. Furthermore, YouTube, the platform itself, can disable the comments on the fly per case or profile or viewer served. So children cannot comment, but individuals over 13 still can comment and interact. So basically, it's like the alcohol age limit, but now we have the comment age limit. That's all that is. I know there are a lot of gray areas here, and I'm only one mind and not that bright either, but this can be actually implemented, and the revenue should not decrease dramatically if these platforms are willing to actually cooperate with us content creators. It just requires a little more time for being tuned out and devised. And I can also see that there will be a waterfall effect on all the operating systems and the web browsers to be adapted to comply with this idea. Just wait and see, but until then, I bid thee, mon amis, farewell and adieu.